It is your girl Angie Stone. Here, like I promised, it is at 7. I want you to go ahead and clock in with me. For those that don't know, you gotta go ahead and hit that bell and log into at the real Angie Stone. Because we're gonna chop it up today. But first, let me just see. Are my folks in there? The first thing we're going to do is I've learned that we've got to always put prayer before us when we're starting to do these live because people are just mean. Their intentions are not good. And before we start, I promised that I would play a prayer. My one that I live by, Psalms 91, is something that you should all hear. So if you got a moment, I'm going to play it. I want you to just listen to it so that you can get the full effect of protection.
He that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. I will say of the Lord, He is my refuge and my fortress, my God, in Him will I trust. Surely He shall deliver thee from the snare of the fowler, and from the noisome pestilence. He shall cover thee with His feathers, and under His wings shalt thou trust. His truth shall be thy shield and buckler. Thou shalt not be afraid for the terror by night, nor for the arrow that flieth by day, nor for the pestilence that walketh in darkness, nor for the destruction that wasteth at noonday. 1,000 shall fall at thy side, and 10,000 at thy right hand, but it shall not come nigh thee. Only with thine eyes shalt thou behold and see the reward of the wicked, because thou hast made the Lord, which is my refuge, even the Most High, thy habitation. There shall no evil befall thee, neither shall any plague come nigh thy dwelling. For he shall give his angels charge over thee, to keep thee in all thy ways. They shall bear thee up in their hands, lest thou dash thy foot against a stone. Thou shalt tread upon the lion and adder. The young lion and the dragon shalt thou trample under feet. Because he hath set his love upon me, therefore will I deliver him. I will set him on high, because he hath known my name. He shall call upon me, and I will answer him. I will be with him in trouble. I will deliver him and honor him. With long life will I satisfy him, and show him my salvation.
All right. I needed for you guys to hear that mainly because I've decided that rather than go back and forth with people that obviously have ill intent, that I would show you what truth and justice really feels like when you put it in the hands of the Creator. My intention is always to uplift and to bring forth a true understanding. The Secrets Revealed project is basically one of my personal journey. And I've not lived in this world alone. I've always been toe to toe with people in the world. Not necessarily of the world, but people in the world. So I want you to know that when I tell these stories, they're for my fans. They're for people that are interested in what Angie Stone has been doing. I don't care how long ago it was. I don't care what people may think. First, let me just clear up this. I have no ill towards Mary J. Blige. I never or ever would say anything negatively that I could not repeat or break down and explain. I've never called any of these people thieves because I'm in this industry. The industry itself can be toxic. But I have to be careful with my words because people will take them and twist them. But at the end of the day, once again, this is for my fans and people who are genuinely concerned or just interested in what this industry from my side of things have looked like over the past 50 years. So with that being said, today I'm going to just shout out all of the people that have been going through all of the things that are happening in the world right now. We know that a bridge has gone down in Tennessee. We want to pray for all those people who are still suffering from the storm that has hit everybody so hard. We never think it can happen to us. Let me tell you, we are not exempt from anything happening. Anything can happen, and most of the time it will happen. Just today, there was a biochemical blast in Conyers, Georgia, where they have to evacuate the whole area, shut down I-20. I mean, those people have to leave their homes. I've gotten several calls for friends that are living in that area that have had to flee their homes. My assistant Ashton Evans and his family had to make a move. And I mean, it's very, very sad that we're having to move this way, but it could be any of us. It could be any time, because no man knows the hour that these disastrous things are going to happen. So we're going to keep everyone lifted in prayer right now, because we all, at the end of the day, need to be able to ride on each other's shoulders, as we may need to help someone. So I'm just letting you know that we are in constant prayer, and that's what praying without ceasing means. If you're passing through that area, they're telling you not to open your windows. Don't turn your air conditioners on, because whatever has exploded, it's burning out of control. The toxins are now airborne, and because we don't know what it is, you have to protect yourself at all costs. So now we see the masks are really, really necessary. I suggest that you put them on, as we don't know why. All of the people that came in last night for the Saints Who Dat party, shout out to you guys. It was an excellent party. I went and performed. You guys were so hyped. They were so excited. I did not do a slow song, mainly because everybody was in there having a major good time. Shout out to you all. When we go back again and do a proper full-on show, you already know we're going to make up for that. But we had a blast, and thank you for allowing me to do it with you. All right, so we're going to get today started, if that's okay with you guys. We're going to get today started. I wanted the topic to be about my beautiful daughter and my granddaughter. My daughter Diamond and my granddaughter Journey. It's about their legacy and keeping this whole dream alive. A lot of people don't know, because they rather focus on the negative than the positive. But I'm here to tell you that both those girls are extremely talented. Might not look like it, but I'm gonna share some stuff with you that you probably didn't know. On at least 4 of my albums, my daughter has sang a duet with me. She's been there holding me down, singing backgrounds, and now her daughter Journey is in her talent show and doing her thing, and I'm just so surprised to see how gifted they are, and they both, came from my legacy. And I'm looking at this and saying, wow, it's really in the DNA. The genes are strong, and if you look at them, they're beautiful, beautiful children. A young lady and her daughter. And the reason I said that, because a lot of people go, well, that's not Angie Stone. She don't look like Angie Stone. I'm like, if you look at my children, you can clearly see they are little replicas of me. And at the end of the day, they are extremely beautiful. And I have to tell you, quite contrary to what you might hear and read and see, as a mother and a daughter, yes, we clash at times. We go through it. It's been downright horrible, but that is still my daughter. Don't get it twisted. The secret in the room is I love my children. I love my daughter to the moon and back. You often hear me talk about so much, because I have a son and a daughter, but my daughter is my firstborn. She's everything to me, and yes, I will go there if somebody push me to the limit regarding my daughter. But what I won't do is like sweep anything under the rug, because first of all, she's very, very talented. She writes, she sings, She's an insurance agent. She's a phlebotomist. I mean, this girl was at the top of her class. She had a 4.0 average as a phlebotomist. She is at the top of her game, quite contrary to what you may think based on social media. But I'm here to tell you that she is a beast. And I'm very, very proud of her. You never hear me go in and talk, as much about her because she's a grown woman and she can handle her own. Do I get mad at her sometimes? Of course, most parents do have it out. When we get a certain age, we think we grown, we can do what we want to do, but you never, want to go there with your parents. So let me just say, quite contrary to what you may think or see, Diamond Stone is extremely talented. As a matter of fact, she can outsing me, and her daughter is about to outsing us both. And I'm telling you, not that I'm all of that, because I'm not. I'm just average. But my daughter can go there. She can blow. Her daughter can blow. And she's never, pressed the issue. But we sang on the Brown Sugar soundtrack, not the D'Angelo, the movie Brown Sugar. We sang on that track. We did a song called I Want That Kind of Love. We did a song called You're Gonna Get It together. If you go and, pull up these songs on YouTube or Apple Music or Spotify or whatever, you can actually hear her voice. There's also a song called Sisters that I did with Tweet, Iana Crawley, Denitria Moore. We did these songs, and my daughter is actually on the end of that song as well because she, once again, I say, come on here and get on the song because I think you can do it. Now, let me just say this. Because a lot of people expect parents to be able to just put their kids on, I personally want to help my children, but I want them to help themselves. Yeah, I can help them get in on the lane with me, but the secret to success is you have to want it bad enough to make power moves for yourself. And so the advice I would give to anybody is the same advice I give to my children. I can't make it happen for you. I can lead you to the water, but I can't make you drink. And I know you've heard that saying before. You can lead a horse to the water, but you can't make them drink. So if I give you the pathway to get into the gate, you've got to learn how to open the lock. So with that being said, we're trying to teach my granddaughter that she's got to take a position as a leader. Does that make sense? Yes. Now, I can get into more secrets, because people like mess, and I'm not trying to be messy. Everything that I'm trying to do is basically enlighten you so that if you have any questions about, well, how did this come about? Where did you learn this? How did you get to this place? I can give you the answers to kind of give you a segue into how we might have gotten here based on my experience. Now, just so you know, sometimes you learn by trial and error. I've had made some mistakes along the way where maybe I didn't read a contract fully or didn't understand, what I was supposed to do as opposed to what I ended up doing, but that doesn't mean that you don't learn from your mistakes. I was reading over one of my comments and somebody said the other day, oh, she don't even know how to work social media. Well, you know what, coming up the way we did, computers and social media was not relevant at the time. So by the time it came to full fruition, my children had mastered it. So it was a lot easier for me to keep working, keep doing it the way that I was doing it. So by the time you guys are elevated to the status of, come on, let me get on social media, I'm like, I don't know how to do that. Now you give me a typewriter, I can type, I can do things that I was taught in high school and junior high school. But this computer age, I'm learning. I'm just like a new student. I'm actually in college right now at Dimension University trying to get my doctorate, but I'm letting you know this because you're never too old to still learn. So anybody that's got a problem with how slow Auntie Angie is or Mama Angie is on the computer, oh, you just got to deal with it, because guess what? I cannot break my neck just to appease one person. Either you're patient or you're impatient. And if you're impatient, this ain't where you want to be. Because I'm going to take my time and make sure that you fully understand what's what. And all the gibberish or gibberish you think I'm talking, maybe I'm just not your cup of tea. So guess what? I ain't mad at you. Listen, different strokes for different folks. It is what it is. Now, I will let you in on one secret today that you might be excited about, and then you might not be. But anyway, Tyler Perry's cousin, Lucky Johnson, I don't know whether you heard of him, but he did Tyler Perry's show about his life, is a young man who has created a television show called Friends Forever, Forever Friends, for a friend of mine and myself. Blondie and I are getting ready to film our own TV show. So, with that being said, I've got to be learning the script while I'm trying to do all of this, which is very, very exciting. But you know what? God said He'll have so many blessings to pour out that your heart won't have room enough to receive. Along with that, I've just landed another huge movie where I've been offered a standout role. I won't tell you the name of the movie yet because I'm still trying to swallow it all myself. But I'm super excited about the television show. As far as I'm concerned, you know, if you've seen any of my acting in the past, you can probably go to IMDb and see a lot of the shows I've been, involved in. But if you've seen any of that stuff, I can handle it. So I'm really looking forward to this the series that I've been selected to do, and this television show that we're about to film. So for those who think, oh, she ain't got nothing going on, trust and believe me, I got a whole lot going on, but not with, so much so that I can't share it with you. I can't wait for you to see just how funny this is going to be. We're going to have a blast. God said your gifts will make room for you. So all of the people, that are worried about, well, what's Angie doing? I started my YouTube channel. Just why I did it, trust and believe me. I did it because I'm engaging in my social media. I don't have the followers yet that I know that I will get, because by the time you see the TV show, the movie, and the other movie, oh, you're going to be an avid fan, because you're going to see that I give 110% to everything I do. Not just my music, not just my songwriting, not just my vocal arrangements, not just my production, but everything that I touch, I go hard. And I enjoy it so much, because being an only child, I ain't had no time for nothing but to be creative. And that's what I have done. So, with that being said, my main reason for talking to you guys today about my daughter and my granddaughter was so that you don't lose focus, is that I have a legacy to keep alive, and my children are right on my heels with everything. So if you're coming for me, you gotta know there's two more waiting in the wings right there that's getting ready to tear things up. Writers, singers, rappers, you name it, they're doing it all. Why? Because I did it all, and I'm going to continue to do what I do. Now, with that being said, We won't go as hard on these secrets about anybody other than me and my kids today, because everybody wants to use my story to elevate themselves. I thank you in advance to even all my enemies, and I'm going to thank my trolls, because you guys, even though you're going left, right, and center, you're bringing attention to what my heart is saying. And the truth of the matter is, it's driving everybody to check out what I'm really talking about. So if you go back and you go and look at it in my Instagrams, and if you go and subscribe to my page, you can find out for yourself the heart of the matter. Anything that I've talked about, anyone that I've talked about, you can see that it's never been in poor taste. It's never been negative. It's never been set out to hurt anyone. It's been basically to express my relationship and the things that I've done over the years in the industry. Shout out to my girl Mary J. Blige. Even all of them are people that I've known and are extremely talented. I would never do anything to hurt anybody intentionally. I'm not that chick. All right? So, with that being said, if we have any questions, now is the time for us to come forth and ask some questions. Here you go, sweetie.
Oh, you got it. I got it right here.
Okay. If you want to ask some questions, I have my trusted girl, Dana, with Sacred Sound, who is right there for me to just kind of get in, delve in, and make sure. You know me, I gotta do this every time I come on here. I have to show you guys my coffee that's up and coming. I'm super excited about it. It's what I'm drinking now. I love it. I love it. I love it. It's a good thing when people come and say, "Oh, I'm craving that coffee." So I want you to know I'm excited about it. I can't wait for you to taste it. I think you're gonna love it. I named it after my beautiful album and diamond, my daughter. It's Black Diamond. Okay, it's a Malawi coffee brand that's off the chain. So let's shoot out for our first question.
Okay, so first question is from Dread House TV. He wants to know, where can he find Lady Diamond's music?
All right, Dread House TV. You can find Lady Diamond's music by going on any one of my albums. It's listed on the credits that Lady Diamond, which is my daughter, she's singing duets with me, and she's about to release her own project. We're doing an EP right now that she'll be releasing, and we do have a sneak peek that we are going to upload some demos, just snippets, so you can kind of hear what she's working with. Thanks. Great question.
Tell me, put the description in this live as well.
Okay, yeah, and what we'll do is put a description in the liner notes so you can check it out.
He also wants to know, how did you learn how to write music?
Okay, I learned, this is for Dread TV, I learned how to write music because I loved poetry. I think I said this the other day. Because I was a poet and I wanted to do poetry and write rhymes, I would, write rhymes in school. I was a cheerleader. I used to be one of the captains of our varsity cheerleaders and our junior varsity cheerleaders. And I just thought you could always win by being original and creative. So I didn't want to do generic cheers that all the other schools were doing. So to be different, I started writing and creating our cheers that had never been done or heard, because they came from my head. So Shirley Pearl and I would often sit down and start writing cheers, and lo and behold, it became something of a success. We have a thing down south called the Sportsorama, where you had to be creative. And I think when I did the song No More Rain in This Cloud, it was a replica of something I had done years prior in high school. I took a hit record, rechanged all the words, sang it, but I did it cheer style. And we went up against the entire district at the time. And you would only find out towards the end of the contest who won out of all the schools. and they would play it on the radio. So all the girls in schools would be waiting for the night of the sports-a-rama to see who won the contest. Well, lo and behold, the cheer that I had spearheaded was off the song Larry Graham's Radio, and we did that, and that was the song that won. So it kind of set the tone for who would win the sports-a-rama, and when you know it, it set the tone. The class of 1980 actually won the sports-a-rama. We beat W.J. Keenan. Shout out.
Jerry Cook wants to know what's up with Swavo Twain.
All right, Jerry Cook, Swavo Twain is my son. He is the bomb. All I can tell you is that he is on fire. He's working very hard. I'm very, very, very proud of Swavo Twain because his pen is sick, his swag is sicker. I mean, his determination is like endless, and I can tell you that when he drops, Swavo Twain is my son. When he does drop, hey, I can probably just retire. When my kids decide that, okay, Mom, you can take a seat, I know that I'm in good hands because they're extremely talented. And I'm not bragging because they're my kids. I'm just in awe of, when people used to tell me I could write, oh, I like your song, you're a good songwriter. I was like, all right. But when I hear them write, I'm like, okay, where did you get that from? And they're like, duh. And so when I think about it, their rhythm, their timing, especially Swavo, the way that he writes, they used to say, I write like a rapper. That's what I used to be told. I used to write songs like a rapper. And I think they say that about another artist, but I dare not call that person's name because social media is a lot. They'll go and take it and run somewhere else with it. But when they told me that way back years ago, I didn't know what they meant. But then I thought about it. I said, well, I was one of the first rappers to ever, do the game the way we did it. So it made sense. I wrote like a rapper because I was a rapper. I was a cheerleader. And what I did was I put songs to beats. And my kids have it naturally. It's in their DNA.
Dread House TV has one more question. He says, how did you begin writing music for other artists?
Okay, Greg, you want to know, I think it's the thing, when I started writing for other writers, is because they admired my work on myself. I'll have you to know that the song that I wrote for Vertical Hold called Seems You Much Too Busy, for those who don't know that song, you can go and Google Vertical Hold. It's spelled Vertical and a space HOLD. The song was called Seems You Much Too Busy. When I wrote the song and recorded it with Vertical Hold, it was so dope. I got a call from the head guy at RCA saying, hey, we want to use the song for SWV. And I was like, well, I was thinking about keeping the song for myself. That's when I knew I was onto something because they really wanted, and not SWV, the company reached out because I was a songwriter at the time for MCA. The company reached out and said, we heard this song. Please, can we use this song? Can we have this song? And I said, let me think about it. And I got so attached to the song that I said, you know what? They want it kind of bad. It means I better hold on to it for myself. And that was my first charted single outside of my group Vertical Hold with Funk You Up. My first charted single was with Seems You Much Too Busy. So I knew I could write for other people at that point. And so at that point, they started calling me to write for, girls, guys, and everybody else. And I was like, okay, because it came natural for me.
Corey Calloway wants to know, do you still get royalties from the theme song Girlfriends?
Okay, Corey Calloway, you know what? You asked some good questions. I was just telling someone yesterday because we're researching all my catalog right now, just trying to get things lined up. And one of the things that we were talking about was the Girlfriends soundtrack. Well, I told them call Mara Brock. She created the Girlfriends television show. And yes, I do get royalties from the Girlfriend soundtrack, but we're trying to just make sure I'm getting the proper, amount of royalties from all of my stuff because over the years things change, people get in a position and numbers start to fluctuate. So we're doing an overhaul just to make sure none of my work is being tampered with. As you very well know, there's a huge lawsuit that's going on right now, I think, with BMI and Sirius. And I've been a member of BMI since I was about 18 or 19 years young. So at the time, it was a lot going on and so much have changed, just like musical chairs. So we've having to go back and recheck everything to make sure there's no, what do you call it, penmanship on the credits and stuff. So yeah, we're just going through everything because I have hundreds of songs in the catalogs.
I'm going to go through comments. Bishop Dexter says he loves you, sis. Dexter.
Thank you, Dexter. Bishop Dexter, love you more.
Miss Piggy says hello, Angie.
Hey, Miss Piggy, that's my baby. Love you.
Joe Mill calls you the godmother of rap.
All right, Joe. I thank you for that.
Then we've got, let's see. Miss Piggy again says, it's great you're keeping busy.
Thank you, Miss Piggy. You know I'm going to keep busy. I got to.
And she says she's always been a fan.
Thank you, Miss Piggy. I appreciate you.
Mary Pride says, peace and blessings to you.
All right, Miss Mary Pride, same to you.
Miss Vivian Taylor says she learned a lot from you about the stage. Thank you.
All right, Miss Viv, how you doing? I'm glad I could teach you something and that it meant something to you because a lot of people just think we're up there and we just got lucky. But anybody that's ever worked with me know that I'm a hard worker, and if you're gonna come on the stage with me, it's a whole lesson in playing in the band, singing background. Most of the musicians, and trust and believe, I've had some of the best of the best of the best. Travis Sales, who is a keyboard extraordinaire, is now playing with Maxwell. Antoine Walker. I hooked him up with Drummer Boy, and he ended up playing on August Agostina's album, and he was just like overwhelmed. Who else? After Travis Sales, I'm working with James Owens right now, who is one of the best guitar players, senior and junior, in the industry. Period. Mr. Jonathan Richmond is a producer that I met in Memphis, Tennessee. He's actually played with the likes since with being with me. Ended up playing with Boney James, Eric Benet, Layla Hathaway. They've all gone on to do like phenomenal work. And the beauty of it all is when they go out and they play with all these other people, they're so excited to get back on the stage with me or to see me out because so much was learned in the school of Angie Stone. I mean, it's like the school of hard knocks. I don't make it easy for anybody, but I make it fun because I'm loyal, I'm a hard worker, and I think they all get their vibe, their swag. So wherever they go, they know they've been taught by the best in the game. I'm really about the music. So at the end of the day, you can solicit for any of my musicians, and they will tell you I go hard with it.
Karen's Style of Life says she loves you and your music, Miss Stone. She says one of my favorite songs is Sit Down.
Ooh, Karen. Let me tell you, Miss Styles, girl, that is one of my favorite songs. I can tell that you have a great ear. If you ain't never heard that song, it is a vibe. And when I tell you, when I was recording it, I wonder if she's a Sagittarius. She might be a Sag because Sagittarians got a great ear for music. But Sit Down is probably one of my favorite songs because it's a vibe. So you know what? You struck a nerve with me there, sweetie. So thank you so much for understanding. I'm gonna need you to go back and listen to Let Me Break It Down, Heartbreak Survival. Those are songs on the Vertical Hold project that I think that you would probably get a really big kick out of because the vibe is just right. Okay? Thanks a lot.
And she also says, can't wait to try your coffee.
Uh, Trust me, when you try this coffee, sweetie, call me or hit me up on this page, and we're gonna talk about that coffee. It's off the chain. Thank you.
Jamal MC says he loves you, Miss Angie, and he wants to ask, do you know if the Black Music Honors that you were honored during COVID, was it recorded? He says your legacy deserves to be televised. You've done so much.
Okay, give me the name again.
Jamal MC.
Okay, Jamal MC. NC or MC?
MC, that's all.
Okay, Jamal MC, let me tell you. When they decided to honor me, I was so overwhelmed, and I think they did pre-record something. You probably can go on YouTube and put in Black Honors Angie Stone, the Black Honors, because it was it was a piece of work. It blew me away because number one, they had Selena Johnson. They had oh, what's her name? Oh God, they had so many people up there doing Funk You Up because I decided to take Sequence with me because they had never been in a setting like that. And I said, come on, we're going to go together. You know, I started with you guys, and if I'm going to be honored, we're going to be honored together. So I took my crew with me, and they put together a tribute. But when they started it out, well, we're going to funk you right on up, we're going to funk you. When they did that, it was just an awesome feeling. Do I think it should be televised? If it has never been seen, yes, I do think they need to recognize it. But I've gotten so over that attention starved position that so many people beg for. I can't do that anymore. When I was younger, yeah, I thought, oh, well, wait a minute, I'm doing, this hard work. But when you find Jesus, you find the answers to everything. So I stopped longing for that kind of attention because I already knew that the one who saw me the quickest was the one who was making the provision for me, which was Christ himself. So everything that I'm getting blessed with over and over, I'm sufficient in my blessings because he's happy with me. So I realized I didn't have to, arrive to the party for the people. No, I just wanted to make sure that people were fed the right music and the right message. So if that means anything to you, know that for me, the trophies, the honoraries, the this, the that, that might be good for some people, but you outgrow that stuff when you realize what your purpose is. I hope that's not too heavy for you.
Sandy Cheeks, I don't know if that's their real name, but asks, will you and Suevo Twain be collaborating with D'Angelo? Because Raphael Sadiq said he's working on new music with D'Angelo, and it would be nice to see you all work together again.
Okay, Sandy Cheeks, that sounds like something that would be great. But to be real honest with you, I think that when Swabo Twain arrives to the party of everyone and they see the gifting, it will probably be the fans' request that he and his dad work together. Whether I'm invited to the party or not is still a call that would have to be made on the both of them because, like I said, I worked so closely with him in the early part of his career that right now it would really have to be his call. I'm okay with or without of it, but it would be nice. I can get you understanding and knowing, yes, this would be great, but guess what? Who knows? I'm not opposed to it. I'll put to you that way. I'll always be able to work with my son. But the three of us together, you gotta wait on that one.
Bishop Dexter wants to know, are you singing at the next Long Beach Jazz Festival?
Okay, Bishop Dexter, I would love to sing at the next Long Beach festival, mainly because it's a comfortable place for me. If they invite me, I would definitely be there.
Baby Love 14 wants to know, are you recording any new music?
Baby Love 14, I have something dropping in another month that's going to be off the chain. Sit back and wait on it, okay?
Um, uh, Brian Smith wants to know, Miss Angie, what is your favorite song of all time?
Ooh,
Right.
okay. Give me that name again.
Brian Smith.
Brian Smith. It will surprise you to know that my favorite song is a song, that one that's dear to my heart is called With a Child's Heart. It was done by the Jackson 5, and not because of who did it, but because of what it stands for. If you guys have never heard a song so beautifully done, so beautifully meant, you need to Google, I think it's the Jackson 5 or Michael Jackson, With a Child's Heart. It's one of my favorite songs. I love it to the moon and back. Check it out and let me know what you think.
Jeremy Pine wants to know, how was it working with Betty Wright on the song Baby?
Jeremy Pine, listen, when I was in Marvin's studio, I was in LA working on that album. Betty Wright happened to be in LA at the same time. She called me and I said, come on over to the studio. I was working with a young brother by the name of Coty, who actually did the song with me, for me. And we were working together, and my daughter was working with me that evening. And when she came by the studio, they loved the song so much, we created a whole nother verse so that Betty could get on that song. And I mean, we got into our moment and our element, and it was just like freaking frack. We were in the right place at the right time, and that was the right song for us to do. We had a blast. I'll never forget that. That is a timeless moment for me.
Okay, and then the last comment is going to be, I wonder if Miss Angie realizes that she's a part of so many people's childhood and an artist who wrote songs that are part of the soundtrack to our lives. And that's from Good Karma.
Oh, wow. First of all, this is my last question today. Number one, I love your name, Good Karma. Okay, we're going to end the show today with that good question and good karma. That is the one reason that I do this show. The question basically was, does Miss Angie realize that she is a part of our childhood life and, you know, growing up with all of us, with, you know, being the fabric. Let me just say this to you. I was 17 when I left South Carolina. I'm 62 now. I personally believe that God allowed me to go through life and see everything that I saw so that someone could tell the story correctly. Yes, I do believe that I was put here for that reason, which is why I take it so personal when it's time to talk about my journey. Um, I've seen a lot, I know a lot, and I only can pray and hope that everybody that hears my story is benefiting from it, but not in a negative way. I say that because so many people loan their livelihood to the world, and how you represent yourself is basically the challenge that you're faced with every day. When I decided I wanted to do music as a part of my career, not knowing that all of this would happen, everything that became a part of my life and my journey are the stories I'm telling you now. I would only hope that you are learning and gaining from the things I did, mistakes and all. I am human. It just lets you know that I am a real person, flesh and blood. And when I tell you, my heart goes out to anybody who has not made it through this industry, because life ain't fair. I got a lyric in one song that I say, love ain't fair and love don't care. And if you understand what that means, it pretty much says, if I'm guilty for loving you, then take me to jail. I always say that because I love my fans. I love what I do. One thing I won't do is I won't cut another person, undercut a person. I won't lie to you. I won't steal from you. I won't take anything, and I won't deliberately hurt you intentionally. If I unintentionally do it, I'm the first one to apologize. So I'm saying to you, God put me in the driver's seat because I'm not afraid. I'm unapologetically keeping it real with you. Okay? So on that note, I'm going to wish all of you a great night. Do not forget, I started with the scripture 91, okay? Psalms 91. Read it for me tonight. Process it. Use it in your journey to disperse any negativity, any evil that comes nigh thy dwelling. Cancel it in the name of Jesus. I say that because we have to band together, okay, and pray for all the catastrophes that are happening in life. Right now, we need to be praying for every disaster, every person that is suffocating right now because of all the things that are happening. The world is changing, and it's changing at a rapid pace. Let's be ready, okay? Peace and blessings.